We've talked on the channel about Silent Hill and the franchise and the future of it and kind of what happened to Silent Hill as a whole and playable teaser or PT. What's the future of it? And that was something that we've talked about. Well, in recent news, guys, or relatively recent, even though, this happened a couple of months ago, I wanted to talk about some new information that's come out about Silent Hill and the future of this franchise because it's very exciting. So according to Rely on Horror, a horror gaming site that covers major and indie horror titles, they tweeted out saying, "We have learned from multiple sources that a Silent Hill series reboot and Silent Hills revival are both in the works by Sony. The reboot is helmed by former Team Silent and possibly even Project Siren members." So if you click on this article from Rourke Keegan of Rely on Horror, it goes as follows. "You may recall a rumor that we previously reported on regarding this future of the iconic Silent Hill series. Namely, Konami had been seeking out developers in order to continue the Silent Hill franchise and seemingly settled on two new entries. What was reported on at the time was a Silent Hill reboot along with some sort of anthology or episodic Silent Hill. We have a trusted source regarding this news, and another source has corroborated with us that Masahiro Ito, creature designer for the first 4 titles in the series, is indeed working on a Silent Hill game as previously speculated. These same sources name Sony as the driving force behind bringing the series back, most likely as a PlayStation 5 exclusive, though this is a conjecture on our and our sources' part. Now, before we go any farther, the thing about that is, guys, I really hope it's not a PlayStation 5 exclusive. That would be, even though I know Sony's kind of bringing it back in a way makes sense that PlayStation would have it, I would just really hope that it's not just on PlayStation. It makes sense, though, because if Hideo Kojima is working on the Silent Hills game again, which is absolutely so exciting, if it's going to be only on PlayStation, kind of like Death Stranding, it's going to be kind of a bummer for all of those who don't have a PlayStation. But at the same time, the fact that we would even get Silent Hills at some point is huge news. Our first source, who we've come to trust well, indicates that Kichiro Toyama, director and writer of the original 1999 Silent Hill, and Akira Yamaoka, composer for the majority of the franchise, are also returning alongside Masahiro Ito. The trio will helm a soft reboot of the Silent Hill series, possibly just called Silent Hill. So this is really exciting. And then the second Silent Hill title referenced in previous rumors is still being worked out at the moment, but it's looking as if it very well could be Silent Hill's Hideo Kojima's famously canceled title. According to our first source, Sony is working to patch up the relationship between Kojima Productions and Konami in order to resurrect the game due to the amount of buzz and continue to demand for it 5 years after its cancellation. Our second source shared the same information with us in the past. We can now report on it with some confidence in its legitimacy. Guys, if Hideo Kojima is coming back to make Silent Hills, or at least finish Silent Hills, this is huge because this could be a very special game. It looked like a very special game if we were, while we were, playing PT and you kind of are playing through it. I mean, it's so well done. And there was a hacker who actually hacked the sequence at the very end of the game where you see Norman Reedus, he turns around, you see that entire open area in the town. The hacker was able to actually go through that town and able to kind of pan a camera around the town and such. And it looks incredibly detailed and such, like it's already been pretty much fleshed out. And so I would love to see Hideo Kojima come back and do this. I think it's like one of those works of art that we want to see because there was so much potential there. It could have been something really special, I think. And Hideo Kojima really has an eye for horror, in my opinion. And I think that this would be, something really special. Now, source number 1 goes on to say that the game will even make use of the next-gen PlayStation VR headset for PlayStation 5. Allegedly, Sony has pitched the game to Kojima as a title more akin to a Telltale supermassive narrative-driven title, which would offer him full creative freedom. Our source does emphasize, however, that Silent Hills is not yet a done deal, and that for now, the only game in active development is the reboot from SIE Japan Studio. While Sony is pushing for the series' comeback, our sources do not say that they're out to own the Silent Hill IP. Sony and Konami are working together on these titles. And so look, here's the thing. I mean, the one bummer is that it would probably only be on PlayStation 5, which is unfortunate. Now, Sony's trying to bring it back, which is a huge thing, and bringing Hideo Kojima into the fold would be absolutely massive for them as well. I guess my only other, real question is why is there 2 Silent Hill games? I understand there's a Silent Hill, it kind of seems like there's like an anthology or episodic Silent Hill, and then there's also the Silent Hills, which would be more like the reboot, I guess. If it were up to me, I would personally want Silent Hills to be kind of like that narrative-driven story, and then the episodic Silent Hill, I think, would be interesting, but it would also be interesting to have like some kind of multiplayer experience or like a co-op experience where you can go, take down waves of enemies or something like that. I think would be really interesting, or kind of exploring different areas in an episodic Silent Hill with your friends and stuff. I think that would be really interesting. But make Silent Hills just a single player experience and open world. I think that would be absolutely awesome, and let Hideo Kojima do that, because we saw what Death Stranding did, and my God, was it incredible. So I think if they did that within, the Silent Hill franchise, it could be really special. And I also think that if you look at this from the standpoint of just an episodic or anthology Silent Hill, having to be able to play that with your friends or even by yourself would also be really cool as well. So that's my only question, is kind of why is there going to be 2 Silent Hills? Why not just make one and then kind of go from there? It's hard to say what the thought process is there. But what I'm very excited about is if it's true that there's significant consideration by Hideo Kojima and his team over at Kojima Productions to continue and complete Silent Hills, guys, that could be massive. It could be absolutely huge. Graphically, just everything on the PlayStation 5, it could be really special. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited about Silent Hills or the Silent Hill anthology or episodic version of the game? Or what do you guys want to see out of these Silent Hill titles? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more content and videos based around both of these Silent Hill titles, stay here with Zero TV.